Hey everyone, it's Amy with Pretty Presets, and I am going to do a video today on doing a head swap. This is something that is kind of outside my comfort zone because it's in Photoshop and not Lightroom, but I will be honest and say that there's like three things that I know how to do in Photoshop, and this is one of them. I use Lightroom for all of my editing needs, but because you can't swap heads in Lightroom, I go into Photoshop to do that. And it's rare that I have to do it, but sometimes when you have younger children and you can't get a photo of all of them looking at the same time, and that's the one thing that mom really wants, then you need to go in and you need to be able to swap heads. So I know how to swap heads, I know how to liquify, and I know how to use templates. So like if I'm doing Christmas cards and things like that. So I know how to, drop in all the new material, the pictures, and change the wording and all of that kind of stuff. So I have no idea how to use actions and all that other stuff, but I want to learn how to do it. So anyways, so we're gonna go up to a file, and we're going to open the pictures that we want to do the head swap with. So I found two pictures earlier that would work with a head swap. They're from a recent bar mitzvah that I did, and in one of the pictures, the young man has his eyes kind of squinted and wouldn't really be good to use. And in the other one, his face looks perfect. So see how that looks right there? Yeah, not so cute. But I like mom's face in this one better. So now we're going to go in and we're going to open up the other one. I've got to ask my son something real quick. Sam, can you get me a glass of water? Ty?
Yeah.
Can you get me a glass of water?
Yep.
So let's find, okay, this is the second picture. Okay, there really isn't anything wrong with mom in either picture. I just, for the sake of swapping ahead, okay? So we have both pictures up right here, okay? So this is the good head. So we're going to take the good head and we're going to switch it out and put the good head onto this head over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay right here where we have the good head. And I'll be honest, I may not use some of the right terms because, like I said, I'm like totally not a Photoshop editor. So just follow along with me, okay? So we're going to get the lasso tool, which is like the rope thingy right here. And we're going to click on that. And the reason why we do that is because we're going to use that and we're going to go around his head right here. And that will allow us to do that. You can't draw like a square or something like that because that's not going to allow you to go around like you're supposed to. So I just usually start around here, and it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. And I'll show you why once we get there. Okay, so there's our selection. Now we're going to go over to Edit, and we're going to select Copy. You don't want to cut because then you're going to remove the head altogether. We don't want to do that. We're going to hit Copy. Then we're going to go over to our other picture that has the bad head. And we're going to go back up to Edit and choose Paste. There's our head. So it's like a simple, cut and paste job. So we're going to come back over here to this, and you see how it's got like a box around the head, okay? If you don't see that box, then you're going to go up here to show transform controls. You want to click that box. See, now you can't see that box that was around there. The reason why having that box around there is important is because that will allow you to adjust the size of the head. See, this head right now is bigger than this head. Well, if you don't have that box that was around here, you won't be able to make the head smaller, which, you know, that won't look right. So you have to make it smaller. You want the head that you're putting onto the bat head to be as close proportionally as you can. So in order to be able to adjust the size of the good head, you want to click on the box right here that says Show Transform Controls. Okay, so keep that clicked, and there's your box. So what I normally do is I normally put the good head next to the bad head, and so I try to line them up, see where the top of the hair is right there, but then as we look down, we see that obviously this head is bigger than this head. So then I just make it a bit smaller and then put it back up here. Okay, it's looking pretty close. So let's see what happens if it looks right when yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to try to match up the good head with the bad head as close as possible. So what I like to do is look for the ears. So the ears, you can see as you're starting to move the good head onto the bad head, you want to see that the ears are even, because as you go to move it over, that helps make sure that your head is not going to be placed like in a funky spot. Because if you do it like too high, then it elongates the neck, and if you do it too low, then the neck disappears, and you don't want that. You want them to look, you know, as close to normal as possible. So we're just going to continue to move that right on over. I don't know what this thing is that keeps popping up. We're going to move him right on over, just a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to apply. I'm going to get rid of that for right now. Okay, so I want to go back over here and see. Okay, see, so somehow I got a little up from where my ear was. So I'm going to bring him down a little bit and come back over. Another way to line up is, see how I've got a bit of color right here? So that should line up as well. And that should be good right about there. Yep. Okay. But if you notice, like right in here, there's a bit of a hard line there, and there is a bit of a line right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your eraser and you're going to adjust the size of your eraser, because you don't need it to be that big. And then come over here. Now when you go to erase something right here, you want to make sure that you're not erasing like the ear. You only want to erase those hard lines that were here. Because if you erase the ear, then the other ear from underneath is going to show up. So you want to just erase. So I'm going to actually now erase. So when you go to erase, that little circle is your eraser. So you just left click on your mouse and you just go very, very gently up here like that. And so I see a little dot right there that may be part of that other ear. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, oh no, it wasn't. It was part of this right here. Okay, so we're good. I was like, that'd be a little weird if that was part of his ear. Okay, so then we're going to erase this little section that I see over here. And we're done. That was it. That's all you have to do. His neck and everything looks great right here. That collar lined up perfectly. We took out our lines over here, and you can't even tell that he has on a different head. So there you go, and that's all there is to it. It's not that hard at all to do a head swap. What you have to remember though is, and I always make sure to look at heads when I see that a client wants to do a head swap. They're like, oh, well, I really like this family picture, but I like little Susie's head from this picture more than the one in the family picture that I like. You have to make sure that the head that you're swapping is in the same lighting and the same area. So you don't want to take a head from, in a totally different spot than where the picture is that you want to put the head onto. Because if the lighting and everything is different, it's not going to blend in well. This was the ideal kind of head swapping because it's in the same exact area. That's what you want to look for a head swap. So you don't want to use something that the color is different, the light is different. You don't want to do that. You want to have head swaps be something like this. So pretty simple. Hope that was helpful for you and that you will be able to use it to go out and to create something pretty. Thanks, guys.